This is How To Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Pokemon TCG Online video here on How To Gaming. If you like these kinds of videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more great content to come. Unfortunately, we did lose the coin flip, so my opponent will probably be choosing to go first, and that's what he decides to do. Let's take a look at our hand, and that is the hand that we don't want to have. Oh man, I always like, having the benefit of having Shaman in the back, but the fact that there's always a possibility of having the lead with a Shaman, and that's just what you don't want. Okay, so my opponent didn't draw a basic Pokemon in his first turn, so he's going to be redrawing his hand, and I will get the chance to get another card as a result in my first turn. So let's go ahead and draw that card, and it will be a Sneasel. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put that down. And it's going to be an item lock Seismitoad up front, which is decent. I mean, that's actually not really affected this deck too much. He will throw down a Hypnotoxic Laser on my Shaman, but that's okay at this time, to be honest. And he's gonna have a Shaman of his own, and I think the best option for me right now is to actually use this Escape Rope and see if we can drag out either the Yveltal or Shaman and start working on an evolution for this Sneasel. Alright, my opponent's battle compressing some cards away. Let's check out what he compressed away. It will be a Gallade as well as an Archeops. Archeops. Whoa! Yeah, just discarded his hand once again. Big first turn for my opponent. A lot of draw power on his part. He will also draw a Lysander. I assume he's saving that for later. He already used a supporter for this turn, and it will be mine. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So, I'm going to go ahead and put down that Sneasel. I don't want to get item lock next turn, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Escape Rope out, and we'll see what he decides to bring forward. And it will be the Yveltal, so let's go ahead and choose the Sneasel. And man, I need an energy this turn, so I'm gonna have to get rid of a Weavile, and that's just unfortunate. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't have many Weavile in this deck either, so it is very unfortunate that I have to, get rid of it this early. I do have a level ball here, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that, just in case I get item lock next turn, as well as a battle compressor. So I'm gonna start getting rid of my Execute in my deck. There's one, there's two, and where's number three? There's number 3 and 4. Okay, so there goes 3. And I think that's... Oh wait, we still didn't get an energy card. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Might as well go ahead and use that Sycamore, but I can't believe I didn't get an energy. This deck has 15 energy. We got 2 full hands, more than full hands, and still haven't gotten one. Just unbelievably bad luck at this point. Oh, I mean, he will be able to have free retreat with that Darkrai. He's going to start item locking me fairly soon. And I can't do anything about it at this point. So, I mean... I do have the Sycamore here, so... But I can't use it. This is my last Weavile, and I need to start attacking with this Weavile. There's the Darkness Energy, and I would assume he's going to retreat into the Seismitoad, but we'll see. Thinking about it for a few moments. We'll place down a Yveltal of his own. And he will decide to Lysander out the Shaman. Okay. Okay, I see what he's going to do here. Alright. He's going to start attacking the Shaman, trying to take this guy down. Which, you know what? That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. That's actually kind of preferable at this point. So let's go ahead and evolve the Weavile. I'm also going to use my Maximar. And then I'm going to go ahead and Corliss, because there's a lot of bench Pokemon, and this will give me a nice big card draw. There's finally an energy. Just one, though. Alright, so this is actually a decent position right now. We do have that double colorless energy, so we are able to retreat Shaman from the battlefield if he doesn't go down next turn. I don't think he will. I don't think he will, so I think we can keep Shaman up for one more turn, and what we're actually going to do is put down a Darkness Energy on this Weavile. I think that's the best route of approach here, so we're going to do that. We're going to put a Darkness Energy down on Weavile and go ahead and end our turn. Alright, my opponent is item locking me right now, which is kind of unfortunate, but we do have kind of the ability to start getting set up here. The Versus Seeker is out for my opponent. We'll see what he decides to pick up from that. It will be a Sycamore. And he's really charging up that backbench Yveltal, looking scary. And he's going to be Sycamoring away the rest of his hand. I keep saying he, but I mean the profile picture's a girl, so her, he, whatever. Can't be sure. So I can assume that my opponent is going to keep item locking me, building up this Yveltal. My options, I think, are as follows. What I'm going to do is throw down a special energy on the Shaman, try to get it to retreat into the Yveltal, and from there I kind of have an ability to, I don't know, to possibly do some more stalling maneuvers or something, but that Dark Patch is going to really start, making his backbench Pokemon scary, and unless he has a switch card, which he doesn't, he won't be able to kill me this turn. Alright, so Shaman, I do draw into a Darkrai, which doesn't matter at this point. I can't really do anything with it, so unfortunately I will have to put this double colorless energy down on the Shaman. Then I think that's really all I can do this turn, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use Sky Return. 30 damage, and I get my Shaman back, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that Yveltal forward, and essentially this guy is just bait. It's plain and simple. I think this is basically just a Yveltal that I can send out. I don't think he'll be able to take me out this turn with any of his Pokemon, but it gives me some time to build up my backbench Weavile, to start getting a Darkrai, a Malamar combo going, and I have a Professor's Letter, so I mean I have the energy I need to do it. He's going to continue to build up that Yveltal, and he'll get a big card draw with that Corliss as well. 18 cards left in his deck versus 27 in mine. You can really see the difference in drawing power between us. The Muscle Band coming out on the top end Croxit, I can't even speak. Front end Seismitoad. He will put me to sleep and hit me with that Great Punch. Ouch, and that's 50 damage plus another 30. And I won't be waking up from it, but you know what? I wasn't thinking of attacking anyways this turn. Okay, so now we have a few possibilities here. Unfortunately, we can't use the Professor's Letter to get the item card we want. But we do have the ability, I think, to make a move here regardless. Oh, man. Alright, I think I'm going to risk it here. And what I'm going to do is place down this... Oh, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to place down this double colorless energy on the Maximar. Let's hope he goes ahead and falls asleep. And from there, I have the ability to stall, essentially, or drag out a different Pokemon. And I think I might end up just dragging out a different Pokemon here. Yeah, I think that's the... Alright, actually I think I'm going to stall. I'm going to place down this Nurse Joy on the Yveltal, and I'm hoping he doesn't wake up this turn, and enable me to use Professor's Letter next turn and start really charging up this strategy. But until then, let's go ahead and end my turn. Oh, he does get the heads. This Seismitoad is back, and he's going to be item locking me again. Okay, so in terms of my strategy, I have a Maximar set up, I have a Weavile set up. Both of them, to use their front attacks, need 1 Darkness Energy. I can't use this Professor's Letter because I'm being item locked, and this of course is an item card. I do have a Sycamore and I do have a Shaman, but unfortunately can't get rid of enough cards to really warrant using Shaman or Execute. I might just be forced to Sycamore here in hopes of drawing into more energy. We'll see if that ends up working, as he's going to be battle compressing 4 more cards, and it is just going to be 1 Darkness Energy. I assume that's for a Dark Patch that he has in his hand, but we'll see. That's another Shaman for 6 more cards, or 5 more cards. 10 cards left in his deck. Wow. Alright. I mean, we could keep stalling, but I want to start getting my attackers out, but I mean, this item block is really just hurting my ability to, you know, essentially accelerate my energy from my deck into my hand, and I need to get some more Darkness Energy ASAP into my hand. Ultimately, these cards I have aren't, you know, the be-all end-all. They aren't absolutely pivotal to my gameplay right now, and I could just Sycamore away and move forward. It is going to be another Sneasel, and you know what? No real point to play those cards right now. I'm going to go ahead and Sycamore, and just stall for a little longer. There goes a big hand away, but nothing really I can use with that hand. So there's actually a decent hand there. I do get a Darkness Energy. 60 left, so unless he's able to retreat and bring out his Yveltal, or poison me of some kind, he won't be able to take out the Yveltal next turn, which leaves me with a whole bunch of options, to be honest. And I think what I'm going to do here, I think what I'm going to do is just keep my options open, in the sense that I'm going to go ahead and put a Darkness Energy down on the Darkrai, and we'll see if that'll stall for another turn, and maybe it'll turn out decently, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end my turn there, leaving Yveltal out in the front and seeing what happens. My opponent draws another card, 9 cards left in her deck. And the idea here, we're using a Versus Seeker. I assume that's for a Lysander, but we'll see. Oh, it is going to be a Corliss. Okay. Another big card draw, I think, for her, but we'll see what that puts her deck count into. 5 cards remain. Wow, okay. Interesting. So I might just be able to win this game by stalling my opponent out, to be honest, but we'll see. That might... well, no, I have an N in my hand, so I could theoretically get rid of my opponent's hand with that if I want to draw more cards, but I might just choose to hold out. My opponent will use Quaking Punch once again. And Yveltal, able to be stalled. Alright, so this is actually fairly decent at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a double colorless energy on that Darkrai, and end my turn. Because, I don't know, I mean, I wasn't actually sure how to face this deck at this point, but if my opponent keeps drawing and doesn't have a Birch to, you know, shuffle cards back into his deck, then I'm not sure what the strategy is. We'll be trying to set up as quickly as possible here. And I'm going to keep stalling as long as possible. I'm going to go ahead and put up that Sneasel, and then throw down the Weavile and start attacking. He's going to have a whole bunch of energy to use basically at will, but oh, I mean, he might actually start using... Oh, yeah, I see. He might actually be starting using Dark Spear. Yeah, I think that's a strategy, to start doing 30 damage to my bench Pokemon, but I don't really think that matters at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and put... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put Sneasel forward, see if we can stall him a little bit longer. Alright, so we have a Darkness Energy, or a double colorless. I think I'm going to throw down the double colorless, and make my Pokemon fall asleep. And we also have a bunch of energy cards to use here, battle compressors and other things, so... yeah, might as well use Professor's Letter. Let's grab those 2 extra Darkness Energies, as well as throw away my opponent's item cards with a Sparkling Megaphone. Or Startling Megaphone. I always thought it was Sparkling. I guess not. Alright, so my opponent's asleep, and I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. Ah, it does get the heads once again. Really lucky on these coin flips. But we'll see if he's able to take out my Sneasel this turn. I assume he will be able to retreat Darkrai. But yeah, I mean, he's in an interesting position. He's got to take out all my Pokemon very quickly. Only 3 cards left in his deck. I think next turn the idea is I'm going to be bringing out Weavile, doing a whole bunch of damage to whatever Pokemon he decides to send out, and then we'll keep on rolling. Try to get as many energy onto this Malamar as possible, and this will be essentially my Hail Mary going into the end of the game. I think she's in a very interesting position. Yeah, only 3 cards remaining. A lot of the card draws didn't really work for his stalling method, and he's going to be throwing out Darkrai-EX to start damaging my backbench. 90 to that Sneasel, and I'm not sure who he's going to decide to attack. I assume one of the EXs, and it will be the Darkrai. Alright, so he draws another prize card. I'm going to send my Weavile forward. And we do draw into a Sneasel, so that's actually good. I wanted that. I'm going to go ahead and use Battle Compressor just because I want to see what cards I don't need anymore. I don't need that. I do want a Muscle Band. I could use a double Colorless Energy. Don't need an Evo Soda. Does he have a double Colorless? Yes, he does. So we could possibly use that. We could use a Lysander as well. And we don't need a Lisa. So I think that's a decent number of cards to throw away. And we have the ability to do a whole bunch of damage to my opponent. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab Executes out of the discard pile. All 3 of them. Actually, I think I might have 4 of them in there. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I think I might have discarded one later with the Sycamore. I definitely do. There's the other one. Okay. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and let me think about this. So that's 60, that's 90, that's 120, that's 150, and that's enough for a knockout. So let's go ahead and knock out that Darkrai-EX. Boom, 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 boom. Goodbye, hand, and 180 damage. Nice. Goodbye, Darkrai. And I'll happily take my first 2 prize cards. It's 2 Darkness Energies, okay. Seismitoad is back out for my opponent, but I don't know why. 2 cards left in her deck. He's gonna be lasering me, but does get the tails, okay. Trying to think of what she's trying to do here. 2 cards remain. And I've got a nice Darkrai and a nice Malamar sitting in the backbench waiting to attack. I would have thought she would have sent out the Yveltal, but maybe she thought that would be too slow? Okay, either way, I think I'm going to survive this turn unless he's got a Muscle Band to put on the Seismitoad. Now he's going to start charging up that backbench Yveltal. This is a really interesting game. Will hit me with a Quaking Punch for 30 damage. Gets hit with 60 of his own, thanks to that Rock Guard. Alright, and I draw the Enhanced Hammer, but I'm currently item locked, so that does suck. And we are going to be going down next turn. Actually, you know what? Oh man, I might just end up stalling here. Nah, we're not going to stall. We're going to go out swinging. Unfortunately, this Weavile will go down to the poison damage, but that's unfortunately a price we are willing to pay at this point. So let's go ahead and grab my Execute out of the discard pile. That's number 1. And let's go ahead and grab number 2. This is a really long process. This is a very long game. If you're able to stick it through up until this point, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. There's Execute number 3. Let's go ahead and grab number 4 out of that discard pile. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw another energy down on my Maximar. Might as well make it fall asleep. And we will hit it with a Vilify. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam! Goodbye, Seismitoad. And I'll take another 2 prize cards. Man, an Ultra Ball. I need... I would really like a Muscle Band to put on this Darkrai, able to one-shot any of his EXs if I get that Muscle Band. Yep, well, there goes Weavile. And I'm gonna grab a Darkrai, bringing that forward. My opponent has 1 card left in his deck. If he doesn't have a draw-in card, I think it's basically over. We'll see what he decides to do here. I could also... Oh, he's going to Versus Seeker, so... I'm not sure. I think the Corliss would be the best option. He's going to Lysander. Okay, that's interesting. Lysander out my Malamar. hit me with an Evil Ball to take it out. But I think this is over. He's got one prize card left. But as soon as he draws his last card, I think that's game. So, I mean, that does kind of suck, but... alright, let's go ahead and throw these two Darkness Energies away. I don't think I have another Malamar in my deck, but we'll see. I don't have any Pokemon whatsoever. So let's go ahead and use... Yeah, might as well use Dark Head. Oh, well, we'll use this too. Might as well. Take away that double colorless. And another energy down. I think I might have won here. I think I might have won. That's 100 energy. But as soon as my opponent draws his last card, is he allowed to play out this turn? That's the question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess he is, because, you know, he hasn't lost yet. But can he do 150 damage to my Pokemon this turn? How did he take out Malamar? Did it have a weakness? It had a fighting weakness. What did he do to take out... Oh, he's using Evil Ball, and that will be enough with the Darkness Energy to take me down. Wins the game, but barely. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to give it a like rating. Thank you so much for watching once again.